All right, well, it's summertime. It is a heat wave everywhere. We're baking anyway, even though it's summer. And it's a chance to plug the new book because it's almost ready. Artisan Pizza and Flatbread in 5 minutes a day. We put the finishing touches on it. Remember there were, well, first there was this one, Artisan Bread in 5 minutes a day. Healthy Bread in 5 minutes a day. And now this one. Okay, so, but we're not going to make pizza today because, well, I'm a little sick of it. Not that you ever get sick of pizza, just wait till the book comes out. Usually we grill flatbread and pizza outside in the summer, but I've been experimenting with something new, and that is barbecued baguette. I just got back from France, so I got to have baguettes, and next week or the week after I'll put up a post about what we ate in France, but I'm going to start with a baguette that we grill outside. It doesn't need any resting time if you make it skinny enough. That's the key. This is a mixture of doughs. Shows you how careful I am. There's some corn dough in there, like the broa from the first book. There's some whole grain dough from the second book, and I think a rye dough, but I actually lost track because it was in the refrigerator for a while. It's about 8 ounces of dough. In the first book we said to use a whole pound of dough for a baguette, but it's a lot easier if you use less. Try a half pound, like we talked about in the second book. And that was a little loud for video, but use a bunch of white flour on it, and kind of shape an oval out of it. And if you want to be fancy, do the letter fold technique. Fold one side over and then the other. I'll give you another link to some photos of that technique again, although the video is often pretty helpful. That helps you get a nice tapered end to the baguette, much more so than if you just do it the plain way. Makes it more likely you're going to get it nice and skinny. This dough has never been kneaded, and it's still making a nice tight baguette. This is pretty good. I'm going to try to get it really skinny though, because the grilled baguette does a lot better if it's really skinny, if it doesn't take a long time to bake. Are you getting the full extent of this? I guess it's about a 20-inch baguette. I'm just doing this by hand. You can use gravity to help. Really came out nicely. I would say I never get it to look this good. Okay, on my grill, why don't you come over and look at this. There are two burners. One is here and one is here. And then there's a middle area where there's no burner, and that's where the baguette is going to go. I'm preheating on high and high for about 5 to 10 minutes until it gets fully up to temperature, and then I'm going to lower it to medium and put it in the middle. If you've got a grill with a middle burner, you've got to turn off the middle burner. And if you don't have one where you can do that, this isn't going to work well. Okay, as I said, we're not going to rest this. Usually we rest a baguette for 20 to 40 minutes, but because it's summer and we're lazy, I'm not doing it. What that means is it's going to be a little denser, but if you rest for 5 minutes, these are really nice to have. I'll put an Amazon link for a bench scraper or a dough scraper, because even in the 5 minutes we've been here in this humidity, this time of year, it's stuck. And I want to be able to just pick that guy up like this when I get out there. So use flour, bring this outside, and I'll meet you outside the grill, which has been preheating for 5 to 10 minutes, and that's fully up to temperature now. Okay, for full authenticity, a lawnmower is in the background. Okay, lower it to medium. Scrape the grill, make sure it's clean. These are stainless steel grates, which I switched to a few years ago. They're much more sort of friendly to this process than the original enamel grates. Uh-oh, it's a little too long. We're going to make a J-shaped one. It may burn there. If you feel like it, you can go ahead and slash. Don't absolutely have to outside on the grill. Okay, and we will come back and see how it's doing. Okay, it's been about 6 or 7 minutes, and let's see. It's nice and firm, you can tell. You can't dislodge it. And I like the way that expanded. Turn it over. There's some scorchy marks, but that's okay. And now come back in about, well, we'll tell you at the bottom. Okay, you can tell it's done. It's firm, okay? And don't handle it with your hands, of course. And let it cool on a cooling rack for about 10 minutes. If it weren't for these bizarre question marks, this would look like a pretty professional baguette. We'll break into it when it's mostly cooled down. You don't need to go a full 2 hours on a bread this skinny. So let's go inside and have lunch with this. Okay, it's been cooling for about, I don't know, 15 minutes. For an 1.25 inch wide baguette, that's probably enough. This is a mixture of whole grains, it's corn, it's got some white. Let's break it. And you can see it's pretty good hole structure. Can you see that if you come on in? Did that work? Break it at an angle. You can see it's pretty nice. Quite nice. You're not going to get a shatteringly thin, crisp crust with whole grain, but